What up, y'all? It's PBJ back at it again with another video. So, you've seen the title? Let's get right to the point. This is why you can't get jacked naturally. This is why you cannot get jacked naturally. First, a demonstration. So, let me tell you something. This video is going to be a lot of things you don't want to hear. With the first one being, if you're a coward in real life, you're also going to be a coward in the gym. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you're not willing to train hard, if you're not willing to eat hard, if you're not willing to sleep hard, if you're not willing to make it your life, if you are not willing to put forth an honest effort, if you in your day-to-day life are not willing to look yourself in the mirror and say and face all the things you don't like about yourself, if you're not willing to face self-doubt, if you're not willing to face hard work, if you're not willing to face failure, these are probably indicators you won't be able to get jacked either. Let me tell you why. If you're not willing to train hard, you will not give your body the proper stimulus it needs to grow. If you're not willing to eat hard, eat enough food, you won't have enough energy, therefore you won't be able to push as hard. You won't be able to recover as well. And if you're not willing to sleep hard, if you're not willing to get your sleep correct, you won't be able to push hard and you won't be able to recover hard. You need all three things in synergy. Now, the whole genetic argument, the natty limit. Boy, oh boy, does it get me going when somebody tells me about the natty limit. There's limits to everything in this world, okay? Have you personally taken a DNA test? Do you even know what your genetics are? And even so, do you know how that relates specifically to getting jacked? Because if you don't, you have no reason, no right even to be talking about genetics. I see people on the internet talking about, oh, my bicep insertion. Oh, my insertion on this, my insertion on that. Is your muscle even built enough for you to know anything about your insertions? Is your muscle developed enough? Is it physically big enough for you to see what kind of insertion you have? Because I fell for this as well back in the day. I used to think I had long biceps. Does that look like a long bicep to you? No. It just simply was not developed. So it appeared flat, which made me think it was a long bicep. A lot of what's keeping people not jacked is this. It's your mentality. And it's so simple to me. And it's so easy to understand. But you have to face yourself. You have to be honest with yourself, okay? If you cannot push hard, I mean, with everything. This applies to your whole life, man. It applies to what career you do. It applies to your partnerships. It applies to your friendships. It applies to anything that you touch. How much effort you're willing to put in. Have you really applied yourself? Have you really given it an honest effort? Do you care too much what everybody thinks to be able to give it your all? Are you embarrassed of struggling in front of others? Do you have some kind of validation that you need so you're not able to push? This applies to everything. This whole getting jacked thing, it applies all across your life. And generally speaking, if somebody is talking about, oh, I can't get big, this and that, they're giving up before they've even tried. And if they have tried, they're letting failure destroy them rather than build them. They want to go down instead of up. Here's the cold, harsh truth. This applies with natural bodybuilding. This applies with anything in life. If you give up when you fail, you never will know how far you could have gone. Failure happens every single time that you try anything. You have to learn from it. You only lose, truly, not when you're defeated, but when you define yourself in your defeats, when you identify yourself with loss. You either learn or you achieve victory. You should be grateful for losing, because then winning wouldn't mean anything. You should be grateful that this whole getting jacked thing is monstrously difficult, because if it was easy, everybody would be jacked. Everybody would have huge biceps. But no, it means something. You can't just buy a physique because everybody thinks you can with, performance enhancing drugs. Everybody thinks you can with, all these different things. The reality is, no matter whether you're on it, not on it, you have to put in the work. Yes, it's going to be easier for the people that are taking enhancements. Does that have anything to do with you? No, it doesn't. But what has everything to do with you is how much you apply yourself and what you let define you. Your actions produce results, okay? Learn to love the process. Learn to love struggling. Once you learn to love struggling, it's going to take a while, trust me. I used to despise working out when I started. It was too hard. I'd do a couple pull-ups, I'd be out of breath, okay? And then one day, I needed to do it. I needed to lose weight. Started exercising, started some calisthenics. Later on, found the gym. I learned to love it. Yes, it's hard. Yes, there's gonna be times you don't wanna do it, but that's what makes it worth it. It's worth it for health, longevity. It's worth it to inspire others, to show them what's possible. It's not only challenging on the body, it's challenging on the mind. Don't forget this. When you try your hardest yourself, you inspire others to do the same. You getting jacked, doing it in a way that you're proud of, maybe even not, you inspire others to do the same. And maybe they'll inspire others to do the same. It's a domino effect. What I want you to mostly understand with this video and with many others that I'm going to make about the same topic, at the end of the day, you could have the optimal exercise, you could have the optimal diet, you could have the optimal sleep routine, optimal this, optimal that. If you don't try hard, you will have nothing. Bottom line, point blank, full stop. You need to do whatever it is you're doing I say stick to the basics, find what you like, and even if you don't like it at first, okay, try hard at it, because you don't have to like it when you start. You have to have a motivation of some kind, but then discipline keeps you going. Find something that you can stick to. Seriously. Find something that you can stick to, and eventually you won't hate it so much. And you're gonna have to learn to deal with the hard things, to struggle. Don't let pain be your stopping point. Pain, when you deal with it in the right way, builds warriors. Doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter if you're afraid. It doesn't matter if you're sad, if you're any of these things. You gotta face these feelings. They're there for you to feel them. Okay, it's in the name. So, I think that this whole natural bodybuilding thing, it's a lot more than just the whole physical aspect. You know, a lot of it is mental, if not most of it. It's about pushing hard. It's about seeing what's possible. It's about pushing past your limit. It's about not caring what anybody thinks, taking care of yourself. Maybe you'll inspire people to do the same thing. So, it's not easy. That's what makes it worth it. And I really feel like this needs to be said, because I see so much rhetoric. I see so much nonsense about optimal this, optimal that. I see so much nonsense about how you're doing this wrong. If you find an exercise and you can feel your muscle working and you can push hard and you can recover from it, that's all there is to it then. Worry about optimal in the way that it concerns you. Optimal for one person is not necessarily optimal for another. Everyone has a different body. Everyone has a different lifestyle. But also, don't make excuses that fit your narrative to lie to yourself as to why you can't do it. The only reason you can't do it is because you haven't tried hard enough. Cold hard reality. That's what you're gonna get on this channel. Not what you think that it is, not dancing around it. No, we're gonna get straight to the point. We're gonna get the nonsense out of the air. We're going to try and give you good information, try and create a legacy that lasts, trying to inspire you. So hopefully I did. Hopefully this video touched your heart in some way. If you wanna get big, if you wanna get strong, wanna get jacked like me, go ahead, subscribe. Not trying to sell you something, just trying to show you something. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope this video touched your heart in some way. And those 2 words I say at the end of every single video. Stay jacked. I'll see you in the next one.